Travis Scott just released JACKBOYS 2, and SoFaygo is finally getting the recognition that he deserves. Oh my gosh, he's the GOAT, bro. He's the GOAT. Oh, we did it. We did it. MM3 is probably the best song on the album, I'm not gonna lie. Contest is a solid song as well, but when I listened to it, I could tell that there are some problems with the mixing, and I wish the song had less Travis and more Faygo, but you know, it's alright. SoFaygo getting a Travis feature is 4 years in the making, and I feel like they definitely could have went crazier. Like, imagine if he had a Travis feature on this song, bro.
Running circles, run them like I'm Chicago, brother. Spitting all of this money on some my jelly. I wake up just like fucking cause I'm hard-headed. And if you crush me once, I never did it.
Prior to the release of JACKBOYS 2, SoFaygo had a pretty rough couple of years. People were saying that he fell off, that he should retire, that they miss old Faygo, and all of these statements were just unnecessary hate towards him. And as a devoted SoFaygo fan, hearing people say this really hurts me, because it's like I know SoFaygo didn't fall off. I listened to all of his unreleased and leaked songs over the past couple of years, and not one of those songs is a miss. Okay, maybe like 1 or 2 of them, but like the majority of those songs are really, really good. I'm a top SoFaygo blazer for a reason, bro. If people listen to the leaks and unreleased songs that I've listened to, they would understand. This man Faygo has so much potential, and the only thing holding him back is the fact that he doesn't drop. But this year, that's all gonna change.
You played your cards. I can't fuck with you no more. Hey, baby, I feel like a star. Rocking out with my guitar.
During 2020, SoFaygo was at the peak of his career analytically. His most streamed song, Knock Knock, which is produced by Lil Tecca, blew up this year on TikTok. As of right now, the song sits at almost 300 million plays on Spotify. But the success of Knock Knock isn't all that made this year so great for Faygo. In 2020, he dropped 2 of his best albums, Angelic 7, which is an album entirely produced by Lil Tecca, and After Me, which has classics such as Off the Map, Every Day, Hang with the Goats, and my personal favorite, Matrix. In addition to these albums, he also dropped 2 really good EPs, For You and Web, with even more great songs like Took Off and Lust. And then on top of all that, he dropped plenty of banger singles like Keep It Cool, Where You At, The World Is Yours, Controlling, and Gear 2. At this point, SoFaygo was the undisputed king of the underground. He had everything going for him. And then it all came crashing down. In 2021, SoFaygo was far less active than he was in 2020. He started off the year by signing to Cactus Jack in February. Overall, I think him joining Cactus Jack wasn't a bad decision, but he definitely could have did his own thing without signing to another artist label. As far as music drops go, he did a Ty Fontaine feature, a Rock Ken feature, a Trippie Redd feature, and he dropped 1 single called Let's Lose Our Minds. He also had another song that leaked called 1225, but yeah, that's pretty much it for 2021. SoFaygo pretty much ruined all his momentum from 2020. People thought that because he signed to Cactus Jack, he would get a Travis feature and go crazy, but that just wasn't the case, and it took 4 freaking years for him to get that feature. I mean, like, the problem wasn't that he didn't have music to drop, because he has plenty of leaks from 2021. So to be honest, nobody really knows why Faygo didn't drop much music in 2021, but yeah, that's just what happened, bro.
Won't let you play on me, I'm scarred. Swim into my teeth and I'ma eat you, I'm a shark. He hate I'm leaning way too hard. Leaning like I'm bleeding from my heart.
Alright, so in 2022, Faygo was definitely more active than he was in 2021, but he still didn't do as much as he did in 2020. On June 14th, he dropped an EP titled Before Pink in order to build hype for his album that he was planning to drop later in the year. This EP has some pretty good songs, with my favorite being Fall.
Falling like a dummy. Not gonna act like it doesn't hurt. I know that it's no good for me. Write me in paper like mommy. Run to that bag, I'm like Sonic. Them niggas ain't having no beat because they know what's coming behind it.
And this EP is the beginning of where we would see that SoFaygo was experimenting with his sound. He strayed away from the energetic melodic rap and started to lean more towards his singing ability. Because as we all know, SoFaygo was and still is one of the only rappers who can actually sing.
I just want to know.
This then brings us to the summertime when SoFaygo's throwaway album, Baby Jack, got quote-unquote leaked. Now I say quote-unquote leaked because this was pretty much known to be more of an intentional leak, as the official SoundCloud page even posted about it on Twitter.
That hoe wanna fuck on the gang. They talking about me on their pages. Well, I don't got nothing
these songs experimented even more with Faygo's ability to sing. I'd like to say that he somewhat created a mixture of his previous sound and new sound. You can definitely tell that he kept some of that energetic sound to these songs, but also used his talented, glorious voice.
You literally got that nigga dick in your mouth right now. I see it.
To harmonize with the beat. Honestly, I really like this project. At the time, a lot of people like Black Boy Max were saying that some of the songs sounded unmixed, and that's probably because it was a throwaway. I think at the time, SoFaygo quote-unquote leaked it because he just wanted to put music out there. I mean, people were waiting almost 2 years for an album at this point. Fast forward to later in the year, and on November 11th, 2022, SoFaygo finally drops Pink Hearts. This was his first album that he dropped after signing to Cactus Jack, and you could definitely tell. I mean, the quality level of this album is very mainstream-esque. He has an Uzi feature, a Gunna feature, and a song produced by Pharrell Williams. But on release, this album was pretty poorly received. It only sold around 11K first week, and a lot of people claim that it didn't live up to the hype it had. The main reason for the poor reception of Pink Hearts is that Faygo decided to switch up his sound. This album definitely leans more towards an R&B type of sound rather than rap, or actually I would say that it's more of like a mixture of the two. And I think people were expecting Faygo to come out with an album similar to After Me, and that's just not what they got. So Faygo made the mistake of switching up his sound too early into his career, and it damaged the hype that he was building up for the past couple of years. In my opinion, this album is actually pretty good. It's definitely overhated. I mean, it's not like the songs on there are trash by any means. I think that if Pink Hearts was dropped later into his career, it wouldn't be nowhere near as hated as it was.
That shit make you backflip. Bitch, on my star and denim jacket. Bitch, no hot, come hot, backpack. And I only wanna be with that goddamn rack sack.
2023 was when the leaks really started to ruin SoFaygo's career. Due to all the hate he received from Pink Hearts, his confidence was shattered. From this point on, you could tell that he refrained from dropping music because he had developed a perfectionist mindset. This mindset would then make him take mad long to put out another album. On June 14th, SoFaygo put out an EP titled Go. He put this project out in a reasonable amount of time because I'm guessing he wanted to take people's mind off of the failure of Pink Hearts. It sold just under 13K first week and has some pretty solid songs on there. The quality of the album was definitely up to par. The only song I didn't like on this album was Pure.
Drinking mimosas on the coast. I'm in my bag, don't mean no boat. Shawty will ride on me like a boat. We can get high as fuck like a nose. Shit like I'm in a coupe or something. You just might think I'm in new or something. I'm rocking Christian, I love it too. I'ma go ape and go hula dip. I just might hit in my Judah act. I'm brand new, so I got me schooling you. I bring new hundreds, I'm blowing them.
After this drop, SoFaygo was preparing to drop another album later in the year called Never Apologize. But he had to pause his rollout for Never Apologize because Cardi and Ye were starting their own rollouts for their upcoming projects. And so he wasn't really active on social media or talking to his fans. Leakers saw that there was an interest in Faygo songs because everyone thought he was gonna drop sometime soon. And because he was taking so long and provided little to no updates on what he was working on, the leakers took matters into their own hands and started leaking some of his songs. Now at first, the leaks weren't anything recent, so it was fine because SoFaygo probably wasn't even gonna drop those songs anyway. But then out of nowhere, one of the leakers decided to leak a song that was gonna be on the album. This song was called After Dark. Shortly after this was leaked, SoFaygo just decided to drop the song on SoundCloud anyway. But then, on February 20th, Never Apologize was leaked. All 17 songs that were supposed to be on the album just randomly leaked. Now the thing with leakers is that some of them are good and some of them are bad. Some leakers are malicious and they don't have the artist's best interest in mind when they leak. They don't care how recent the songs are, as long as people will buy them, they will leak them. But then there are leakers who do have the artist's best interest in mind. These ones are usually fans of the artist and they leak songs just so that they could keep them to themselves. And so that way it doesn't ruin whatever the artist has going on. The person who leaked Never Apologize was a bad leaker. This guy clearly didn't care what SoFaygo had planned. Never Apologize was the pinnacle of the sound that Faygo spent the past couple of years developing. Just listen to some of these songs, bro.
Everybody else stare at me. Why I ain't got no trust, no. I put my past in the back seat of the car and got on the road. That's some shit, need for no scope. Me and my team, when we tell us go. I put my life in the motherfucking song and they wish they knew what the fuck I was on. I said,
So yeah, SoFaygo saw that this leaked and he just scrapped the whole album. Now the problem with this is that he just completely threw away almost a year's worth of work just because it leaked. Every artist has to deal with leaks, but the best way to respond to them is to not let the leaks dictate how you proceed with music drops. Like Ken Carson, Destroy Lonely, Lil Uzi, Osama Sun are all artists who have gotten their albums leaked before they were ready to release them, but none of them responded by scrapping their whole entire album. SoFaygo needs to stop letting the fact that a song or album leaked stop him from dropping. Thankfully, I think now he understands that, but it would have been great for him to understand that early. The album he started working on after Never Apologize was gonna be called War 2, and it also ended up leaking. 8 songs from the album got leaked, and SoFaygo responded by once again scrapping the whole entire album. War 2 has some really good songs on it, such as Keeping It Real, Business, and Wishes. During 2024, a lot of SoFaygo songs leaked, and due to his inactivity, a lot of his core fanbase started to turn to the leaks for music. So at this point, SoFaygo was consistently losing monthly listeners and IG followers, and he had to do something. So in November, he dropped a 4-song EP called Pressure. All of the songs were pretty good in my opinion, but he only dropped the EP on SoundCloud. In 2023 to 2024, it was really hard to be a SoFaygo fan because he hardly dropped music officially. It was a pain hearing all these really good leaks that he definitely could have dropped, but he didn't because he was probably afraid of how people were gonna react. His major problems during these years was his perfectionist mindset and how he reacted to leaks. The start of this year was very promising, as Faygo made it clear to his fans that he plans to keep dropping music. So Faygo has been a lot more active on social media this year, which is a step in the right direction. Don't Hold the Fire was a huge success for him, and his performance on JACKBOYS 2 was really good. I mean, like, it almost tripled his monthly listeners. So Faygo currently has the most hype he has had since 2020, and this time he's not gonna drop the ball, I promise you.